Hello friends, let us see the branches of subclavian artery, axillary artery and anastomosis around the scapula. So this is a subclavian artery. It is a branch from the brachiocephalic trunk. This one is the right subclavian artery, and this artery divided into three parts by the scalenus anterior muscle. The first part gives rise to vertebral artery. Then it also gives rise to the internal thoracic, also known as the internal mammillary artery, and thyrocervical trunk. From the thyrocervical trunk, it gives rise to inferior thyroid artery, suprascapular artery, and transverse cervical artery. From the second part, it gives rise to costocervical trunk, which having a deep cervical artery and superior intercostal artery. They are the branches. And from the third part, it gives rise to the dorsal scapular artery. Now this artery continue as a axillary artery from outer border of the first rib, and it divide into three parts by the pectoralis minor muscle. So here we can see the pectoralis minor, and from the first part it gives rise to superior thoracic artery. From the second part, it gives rise to the lateral thoracic artery and thoracoacromial artery. The thoracoacromial artery, it having a four branches: clavicular, deltoid, pectoral and acromial branch. And from the third part, it gives rise to anterior and posterior circumflex humeral artery, and we can see the subscapular artery. The subscapular artery also gives rise to the circumflex scapular artery. Now, as we know the branches of the subclavian and axillary artery, let us see the anastomosis around the body of the scapula. This anastomosis occurs between the first part of the subclavian artery and the third part of the axillary artery. So, this anastomosis, here we can see the circumflex scapular artery from the subscapular artery. Now the anastomosis happen between the suprascapular artery, the transverse cervical artery, branch from the thyrocervical trunk, and circumflex scapular artery, branch from the subscapular artery. So anastomosis around the body of the scapula occur between transverse cervical, suprascapular and circumflex scapular artery. So it is happened between the first part of the subclavian artery and the third part of the axillary artery. Now let us see the anastomosis over the acromion process. So it occurs between the suprascapular artery, thoracoacromial artery and posterior circumflex humeral artery and their acromial branches. So it occurs between the acromial branch of the suprascapular artery, then thoracoacromial artery and posterior circumflex humeral artery. So this anastomosis occur between the first part of the subclavian artery and second and third part of the axillary artery. Now let us see the clinical importance. The arterial anastomosis, it provides the collateral circulation through which blood can flow to the limb when the distal part of the subclavian artery is blocked. In case of the coarctation of the aorta, the distal to the origin to the subclavian artery, blood will divert to the subclavian artery, then get back to the descending aorta to the intercostal arteries in scapular anastomosis. In these cases, the anastomosis opens up markedly, and the scapula may even pulsate with the heartbeat, and it is called as the pulsating scapula. This condition is known as the pulsating scapula. So you should write about the coarctation of the aorta and pulsating scapula if the anastomosis around the scapula is asked. Thank you.